Good evening, everybody. I'm here today with my cousin, Mr. Mathew Jew. He's studying marine biology at Cal State University, Monterey Bay, in the marine biology labs at Moss Landing. And he's here to tell us a little bit about his job, what do marine biologists do, and what it takes to be a marine biologist. Welcome, Mathew.
Oh, hi.
Awesome.
Hi.
So, do you want to tell us a little bit, about your field and what field you work in?
Yeah, so I kind of it's like you said, it's marine science. Biology is a subsection of the whole field of marine science. So I'm actually within the marine biology umbrella of that, but then it's multifaceted underneath that. So I kind of dip my toes into a bunch of different realms within marine biology. So I kind of my main focus is doing trophic ecology, which is the study of diets. Right now, I'm working with sharks, so that's another facet of what I do. But then, all of my research was collected out on trawl surveys with NOAA, so I'm kind of a fisheries biologist as well.
A trawl is a type of boat, correct?
Yeah, so it's the type of net, the type of gear that goes into the water. So the boats that drag the net behind the boat.
Okay, cool, awesome. And then, so can you tell us a little bit about what is the day-to-day life of somebody who studies trophic levels? What is that?
So,
what do you do?
I mean, I'd like to tell you that it's you're out on the boats, you're out in the ocean all the time, but realistically, that's not how it works. I spend about 3/4 of my time in front of a computer screen working with data. So it's highly quantitative. And so knowing statistics and math is important for my job. And then a quarter of the time I spend it out on boats doing research. So there's a bit of a field aspect to it, but not as much field as I would have liked.
Cool. And then specifically, what do you research? What are some of the questions you're currently trying to answer?
So like you said, I'm a grad student right now. I'm finishing up my thesis this semester. It's my questions are, what are the diets? I'm working with 2 species of deep water cat sharks. So I'm saying, what are the diets of these 2 species? And I'm using
What are the 2 species, just out of curiosity?
Brown cat shark and the file-tail cat shark.
Cool.
So let's see. Maybe we can
put up a little image or something.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Here's the brown. Share screen. So there's the brown cat shark. So It's a deep water species.
We can't see it. Did you hit the share screen button?
How about now?
Okay, cool. Perfect.
There we go. So there's the brown cat shark.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's a deep water species. It lives deeper than 1,000 meters.
Awesome. So, how big is that little guy?
They have a maximum total length of 70 centimeters, so not very big at all.
Not very big.
And then the second one is the file-tail cat shark. There's a good picture. Oregon Aquarium has a really good picture of it. Oh, there it is.
Oh, cool.
So this is the file-tail cat shark.
Awesome.
Yeah. So both of them are small species that live near or on the bottom in deep water habitats.
Okay, cool.
I don't get to work with these guys behind me.
It's probably a little safer not to work with the the giant ones.
Yeah.
Awesome. I've completely lost
track. I do stomach content analysis, which is I call it the Last Supper. What's in there? What's in their stomach right before they were captured? But that only kind of gives you a snapshot. The other method is stable isotope analysis, and my best analogy for this is as consumers, your muscle, you are what you eat, essentially. So people who, my best example is me, who I enjoy eating meat on a mealy basis, and then there's a vegetarian who doesn't eat meat at all.
Mhm.
Take the isotopic values of carbon and nitrogen within our muscle tissue.
Can I pause you to explain what an isotope is?
Oh yeah, sure.
So different versions. If you don't know what an isotope is, people watching this, isotopes are just different versions of the same molecule. So you can track those different versions, or the same atom, and you can track those different versions of the atom as they move through different chemical reactions. Is like the simple answer. So you can see like where atoms have come from.
Yeah.
Continue.
So it's actually the heavier isotopes, so the ones with more neutrons in them that aren't used as frequently,
Mhm.
and so those are the ones that build up through trophic levels.
Okay.
So looking at those isotopic signatures of nitrogen and carbon within the diet of a consumer, you can tell the types of things that consumers eating. And so this gives me an idea of what the sharks eat over a longer period of time. So this is typically over the month to 3 month scale.
That's biomagnification, right? That idea that is it?
Yeah.
It would accumulate. Or go ahead.
It's more trophic accumulation.
Mm-hmm.
Biomagnification is similar, but not
exactly. That has okay. That we won't get into the details too much. We won't scare the poor little kids. I just dropped my webcam. We'll just put that back and cut it and edit it out later. Cool. Awesome. Thanks for answering all the sciencey questions. Those were more for me than the students, but
I've been teaching math all week, so talking about science is good.
Yes, it's the fun stuff. Awesome. I'm going to withhold my more sciencey questions for a later date, so I don't scare off any of the poor prospective scientists here. Cool. So, where are we in these questions? So, what are the things you really like about what you study?
I mean, the reason I'm in this field is because it's what I found to be what I was passionate about when I was younger. Like writing, that wasn't really for me. History was like one of those things that I found it kind of interesting, but history is not as dynamic as science is. Science is always continually changing. There's always new things out there to research. And so that's kind of why I went down this path, is because I want to be the one to find the answers. It's more of a doer mentality. If I have a question, I can get out there and I can figure out what the answer to that question is by using science.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. That's a great answer. And then are there things about what you do that you like less or that are challenging and difficult?
Yeah. Sitting in front of a computer. Sitting in front of a computer is the tough thing for me. But I mean, it comes with every job has its positives and negatives. And in this case, the negatives just don't outweigh the positives.
Word.
Yeah, awesome. Sitting in front of the computer screen sucks, but
it's worth it to get out on the boat and cut the sharks open and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Is Miska running around back there?
Yeah, she's running away from Allison right now.
Fair enough. Miska's Mathew's dog, by the way. Super adorable little husky. For those of you who are curious, are you going to try to pull her up?
Yeah.
Hey, Miska.
She's not having it.
She is not having this? Yeah, she wants to be free. Fair enough. All right. Then one last question. Do you have any advice for young people who want to go into the field of trophic science or marine biology or marine studies in general?
Most of the time, being in the field requires a graduate degree. Mm-hmm. There's a few jobs that are kind of more like they're more internship jobs that you can get with just a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
So with that mentality, I know this is good. This is all high school.
For the most part.
Students that I'm talking to right now, right? But so finding a path in college, and don't take a day off in college, because those grades from freshman year, graduate schools look at those grades. It's not like that whole stigma that undergrad admission offices don't look at your freshman year of grades in high school,
Hmm.
whatever. I don't know if that's true or false, but that's what I heard in high school. But graduate programs look at your
Hmm.
grades all through
So
college.
once you get to college, you gotta like all
There's
day,
no
every
time
day
off.
be at it.
Yeah. So if you want to go to grad school, you got to start applying yourself from day one. And then what I'm telling all of my interns right now is get as many internships as you can possibly
Mm.
can get, because it's not only grades that look good on a resume, it's also your experience and
Hmm.
what have you done type of thing.
I would assume, I don't know if this is true, but I would assume that if you could find like local organizations to volunteer with, that would be a good place to make connections too.
Yeah, aquariums, if marine science, if there's local aquariums, because you guys have the Oakland Aquarium. Is it an Oakland Zoo or Oakland Aquarium up there?
The Oakland Zoo is up here. I bet there's an
Yeah,
aquarium in San Francisco.
yeah, the one that's on the wharf, and then there's also
Hmm.
Calicad, which
Yeah,
has
Cal Academy. That's like the real
aquarium.
aquarium. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So Calicad's a good place to start, and anything that gets your foot in the door is a
Hmm.
good place to start.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you very much. If you guys have any questions, you can feel free to put them in the comments, and me or Matthew can get back to you, or you can direct them directly to me, and I'd be happy to forward them on to Matthew. Thank you so much for interviewing with us today.
Yeah, no worries.
Uh, Sounds good. See you soon.
Yeah, stay
Peace
safe
out.
out there.
Will do. Yeah. Bye bye.